What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Classic WoW video for Cataclysm Classic. Now, Cataclysm is in full speed. We are trying our best to make as much gold as possible, live on Twitch by the way, twitch.tv/SolheimYT. I am trying out the best and the worst gold farms, so we're basically trying out everything, seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work as well. So if you want to see them before they go public, well, you can watch me on Twitch, see me test them out, and that way you will know about which ones work and which ones don't before they come out in YouTube format. Either way, in this video I want to talk to you guys about a way to enhance your gathering speed / a way to farm more gold by doing specifically herbalism in this case, but it can also work for mining as well. So in this one I am currently leveling up to level 85. This is from my first character by the way, even though this is from the first day. It's a video that I'm making now on day number 2, and it's probably one that's going to come out in a couple of days, as I do want to give people that have supported me on Patreon and my gold making guide early access to this. So if you once again have my gold making guide, you can check this out in early access as well. So if you want to check it out, the link will be down below, and if you do check out the gold making guide, if you do buy it, it really helps me out and I want to thank you so much. It really means a lot to me, and once again I make it my personal goal to help you make as much gold as I possibly can in this expansion. So there we go, that's that out of the way. Once again, I really do appreciate every single purchase of the guide, and we're making an absolutely incredible community for gold making. I absolutely love it. So talking about this one, we're talking about herbalism, and I love herbalism. I really wanted to go back and do herbalism in Uldum. Don't ask me why, it's just a fond memory I have from back in the day. Flying around as a bird in Uldum, there's just something about it, it just feels great. It's kind of Sholosar Basin number 2, with like a little bit of more of a desert vibe, which is great. Either way, Whiptail farming. We all know Whiptail is great, especially this weekend as well. Coming up now, we have the Dark Moon Fair coming up, Whiptail prices are going to the moon. They've already skyrocketed by the way, so now this farm is even better than when I was doing it here, and I did not use Loot Appraiser here because there were a couple of problems with it. First of all, it counted volatile life as 100 gold each, and it also counted the living seed as 10 gold each. So for me to use Loot Appraiser here was very difficult. Either way, I'm making about 4,000 gold per hour doing herbalism in this clip. Now the prices of Whiptail has doubled since then, so it would be 8,000 gold per hour right now, and thankfully I didn't sell any of them because I need them myself. Either way, there we go. So let's talk about the farm. Now, a lot of people, when it comes to Whiptail farming, they fly up and down the entire river. You will see a lot of guides out there, a lot of routes as well, for how to farm Whiptail, and they tell you the entire route, and they show you the entire route, and people follow that blindly, which means they go all the way up the river to Ramkahen, they go even further than that up the stream, and then come down again. Now, what I did, and I tested this, I tested both versions for over 2 hours each, which sure might be a small database to grab from, but it's better than nothing. So I tried 2 hours of full loops, and I tried 2 hours of what I'm doing right now, which is basically staying down at the lost city of Tolvir. I do go up here as you can see, then I go down again, so we're staying down in the southern part all the time at the lost city of Tolvir, and the reason for this is hyperspawns. Herbs will spawn faster when other people pick them. Now also, what I've been testing is in the middle of the night when I see almost nobody here, the herbs still spawn fast, so they seem to have a baseline dynamic and the baseline hyperspawn mechanic, or just increased spawn for the launch itself, or maybe it's a Cataclysm feature. They just spawn really fast, and then there seems to be a dynamic layer on top, where if somebody else grabs a Whiptail somewhere else in the river, one might spawn downstairs. So by you being south all the time, you can have monopoly of these spawns, assuming you are the only one doing it, of course, which I was in this case. So instead of flying all the way up and down and looking for the spawns, I just kept flying back and forth down south, and this way I would pretty much always be the first one to the herb when it spawned, because everyone else was somewhere else in the river flying up and down like headless chickens. Meanwhile, I am here grabbing all the Whiptails. Memes aside though, this is an absolutely great way to farm Whiptail, so if you haven't tried it yet, once again, I would recommend staying in the southern part of the lost city of Tolvir on the map itself. It increased my yield, talking about this a little bit. I tried 2 hours of full loops and 2 hours of being down south. It increased my yield by 33%, so you're increasing your efficiency by 33% by staying in one place. You're basically cutting the whole farming route in 3 and focusing on the southern 33%, so you're doing a way smaller loop but with a lot more nodes. So you're doing the hyper condensed node farm strategy, where you're finding a certain part of the route or the lap itself that has the most amount of nodes in the shortest amount of space, which in this case would be this exact place. Now, you could make an argument for not even flying up where I'm doing it right now. That is up to you. You don't have to fly up this part, because you only have 6 nodes here anyway. You could just focus on being down south and fly back and forth over here. In that case, you're covering about 14-15 spawns in like seconds. You're covering all of them in seconds, so you are getting a lot of spawns at the same time. And before anyone asks, I did not find a way to import GatherMate data in Cataclysm. I had to find the data myself, so I don't know how to import or export that, but I've just been looking, I've just been farming, gathering data a little bit over time, and I seem to have most of the data, especially for Whiptail now, but once again I did not find any way to import it. I also have FarmHUD, but I don't like using it. Either way, I felt like making a video on gathering was kind of something I had to do, because it's something I've been doing every single expansion, but in this case, instead of just showing you the usual farming route, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to show you a way to farm in a different way than all of the routes you find online, and I feel like this one really is it. So focus on finding a place with high density node location, which to me was around the lost city of Tolvir all the way down south here, because you're focusing on way more herbs in a condensed area, so you have a lot of herbs spawning in a short space of time, and you can easily move back and forth to cover pretty much all of them. And also, Whiptails are on an uptrend in price. They've already gone up to 12 gold on my server. Looking now, they are up to 12.3, and for reference, they were all the way down to 7, so they've almost doubled since then, and earlier today they were 14. They keep going back and forth between 12 and 14, and we even have the Darkmoon Fair coming up this weekend as well, which could make an even more demand for herbs as people start buying the Darkmoon cards. So that should be interesting to see, and I think because of this a lot of people are farming herbalism, in which case hopefully this video and this tip will be helpful to you. If you enjoyed the video, take the time to leave a like on the video, it really helps me out, and let me know how much gold per hour you are making in the comments down below and how you're making it. Once again, I'm testing all these farms live on twitch.tv/SolheimYT. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon.